Hi parents, I've gotten some requests to show you how we do some fractions in our classroom. So since I've been taking my master's in education technology, I've been practicing with making these kinds of videos, so hopefully it comes out okay. So I think last night there was a question that looked something like this. I don't have that sheet with me at home, so I'm going to try my best to copy some of the questions that I remember. And this one was where there's 17 kids at a party and they have 9 cakes to share. So what we learn in class is whenever there's more people to share than the items that can be shared, we know that that's going to be less than a whole. And so they're going to come out with a fractional answer. So I've taught the kids a strategy of always using pictures to help them. So we would start off with literally drawing 9 cakes out. That's supposed to be a cake that you see there. And we would draw 17 kids, usually just like with a head and a little body really quickly to get down on our sheet. And I would do that 17 times. So once we've drawn all the people out, there's 17 people drawn out, I would also draw 9 cakes. I'm going to skip that part. I think you guys can get that. Then I would teach the kids that they could literally go ahead and number all the faces in so that they can actually see the numbers that they represent. As we advance, we don't need to be doing all of this drawing or all of this numbering. And then what we do to the item we're sharing is we decide how many times does this piece of cake, this particular cake, have to be split up so that everyone gets an equal share? So we know that there's 17 people, we would have to cut the cake 17 slices, and we would literally be cutting it up 17. Unfortunately, this is a very high number. So then we would come back and we'd say person number 1 would get this slice, person number 2 would get this slice, and after everything's said and done, we would have 17 slices. So we know that a person would get 1/17 of this one cake. Now, if I did that for the 8 other cakes, I would add 1/17 9 times, which is 9/17. And that's how we came to the answer for that one. The next type of question was this one where it says you have invited 4 friends to a birthday party. You want to give them balloons as a party favor. You have 14 balloons. How many balloons does each person get? Now in this case there are more items than the people that have to share. So we should be able to see that there's going to be whole numbers that each child will get. So, but if you can't, we can always draw this out as well. I would, again, they would draw the people, label them 1, 2, 3, 4, and draw the 14 balloons out. Let me go ahead and do that. So now that everything is drawn, you would want to go ahead and number 1, second person, third person, fourth person. And then we go through the balloons. Let me change the color of my pen. You go through the balloons and number them the same way. So person number 1 would get this balloon, second person, third person, fourth person. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we should notice that there's 2 left over. There's not 4, so I can't give person 1 a whole and person 2 a whole. That wouldn't be fair. We can't share those, so we're going to stop right there for now. So now what we do is we go back and we count all the ones. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 wholes that one person would get. And then what do we do with these 2? Well, we have to divide it equally, so there's 4. Now, we can do it 2 ways. We can either split the balloon into 4s and get 1/4, and then over here would be 1/4, so that's 2/4, which is 1/2. So we could also just do it like this. A lot of kids see this very easily. So person number 1 would get this, 2, 3, and 4. That's half a balloon. So 3.5 balloons. Now, the trick part of this was, really the correct answer on this was that they could only leave with 3 balloons. We can't take a balloon and cut it, or it will no longer be useful. So really it was more of a logical question beyond that. I did allow the kids to, they got it right if they got the fraction right. But we were talking about how that wasn't logical. If it was, I don't know, cheese sticks or something, then we could have shared the cheese sticks and we could have gotten 3.5 cheese sticks and left with them. So we talk about that too because, you know, they'll do that with math questions a lot. Look for kids to be logical and have them figure out like what's the most someone can leave with, and then there could be leftovers. So those are 2 examples. Again, they don't have to draw all of these pictures out. Let me clear this and I'll show you what more advanced kids can do with this. Okay, so a more advanced child might know right away that there's less friends than there are balloons, so they're going to get a hole. So we can quickly say, how many times does 4 go into 14, or 14 divided by 4 equals what? And they will know that 4 can go into 14 at least 3 times, and then that leaves 2 left over, and how do we share 2? That would be half of each. And so that's a more advanced way of getting to that answer quickly, and hopefully, you know, as we gain more understanding with fractions, we don't have to draw as many pictures, and we can work through these quicker. So I hope that those 2 examples helped. Let me know in the future if you want to see anything else, and I'll be happy to put something like this together. Have a good night.